Students and opportunists attack Uniforce guards. A drinking spree after state of origin leaves 4 dead. Closure of Mount Hagen Hospital affects hundreds.
This is National EMTV News with Miriba Tulo.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for Thursday's news. Unruly students armed with bush knives, stones, sticks and metal bars were seen chasing Uniforce security personnel at the UPNG campus this morning. When MTV crew arrived at the scene, angry students had set alight 5 vehicles and ransacked the security operations base. The situation was brought under control when police arrived minutes later.
This was the scene when the fight broke out at around 10 a.m. Minutes after, we saw students ransacking the Uniforce base and setting alight 4 vehicles belonging to the Uniforce and 1 privately owned vehicle. The well-known Sir Michael Somerville Library was also stoned. According to some UPNG staff and the Uniforce, one faction of students tried to prevent their colleagues from attending classes this morning. When the Uniforce stepped in to stop them, they retaliated and the fight broke out. However, some UPNG students claimed that they were at the clinic area and the Beetle Nut Market when the guards ordered them to return to class. A senior Uniforce guard spoke to EMTV News and denied this claim. When police arrived, they were advised by their bosses to contain the situation and maintain dialogue with the students and the administration. A reconciliation ceremony was supposed to take place today between the students and the administration, but it never happened. At 2:50 this afternoon, police said the situation at UPNG was still tense, but police have withdrawn from the campus. Basenata Yama, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, UPNG Vice-Chancellor Professor Albert Mellam and Acting Chancellor Dr. Nicholas Mann had a meeting with Minister for Higher Education and the Secretary to discuss the next step forward before they met with students. MTV understands Higher Education Secretary Professor David Kavanagh and Dr. Mann will meet with students tomorrow for a reconciliation ceremony. NCD and Central Commander Sylvester Calout said police will only attend this reconciliation ceremony if invited.
Acting Chancellor Dr. Mann, when contacted, said that he and the VC had met with the Minister of Higher Education Malakai Tabar and Secretary David Kavanagh before speaking with students. Mann said that he and Secretary Kavanagh had gone to UPNG to meet with students this afternoon, but students had dispersed and they will meet with students tomorrow for a reconciliation ceremony. He said police will be present on campus. Meanwhile, NCD and Central Commander Sylvester Calout told MTV that police were cautious with students due to what happened between police and student on June 8th. He said that they had talked with students at the roadblock that was set up by students and managed to calm the situation. The students had returned back to the campus forum to await the Vice-Chancellor to speak with them. We asked if students were in breach of the court order that restricted the SRC or students from preventing other students from returning to class would be arrested or not. Commander Calout said the matter has been left to the UPNG administration to deal with their students. Calout also said if students do invite police at the reconciliation ceremony tomorrow, RPNGC will attend. Adelaide Sirokskari, National EMTV News.
To Ley Morbe Province and Ley Police have been invited into the Unitech campus by the administration after the university security guards were threatened yesterday afternoon by a faction of disgruntled students. The university security guards walked off their job yesterday, leaving the gate and the university campus unattended. The students put out a banner that they will continue boycotting classes.
Ley Metropolitan Commander Chief Superintendent Anthony Wagambi received a formal request in writing last night for police to enter the campus. At 8 a.m. this morning, police units were dispatched to the campus. Police officers were on the campus to make sure students were not intimidated by the other faction.
Not to do anything, but to go and provide a sense of security for both the staff and the students, and to safeguard state property, and also allow free movement of people to and from.
There are also reports from the administration that some students who want to attend classes are feeling intimidated by a faction. Wagambi says police presence at the campus is not to force anyone to attend classes.
And we're not there to force anybody to go to school. School and like the one. If you want to attend classes, you attend classes. If you want to stay away, you stay away.
The Lay Metropolitan Commander is discouraging students from accommodating outsiders in their rooms at the university. His comment follows a suspect who was not a student and was on campus in the early hours of this morning and was trying to cause problems with the university security guards. The university gates have been opened and now people are moving freely as Unitech security guards resume duties. Police presence will still be maintained as long as it is called for by the university administration. Wagambi also wants students not to take police presence as a threat. Mata Luis, National EMTV News, Lay.
A drinking spree following the State of Origin match last night has resulted in 4 people being hospitalized after they were involved in a car accident today. The 4, 2 males and 2 females, believed to be from Baruni village outside Port Moresby, were consuming homebrew. The private cab they were travelling in collided with a vehicle owned by Curtin Brothers near the Motorcare Wharf. Eyewitnesses say the cab was travelling at high speed. 1 man was seriously injured and the other sustained injuries from the crash and were rushed to hospital. NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Ben Turi says drivers must consider road safety advice as Port Moresby is leading in road accident statistics. Meanwhile, in another accident, a high-speeding vehicle came to an abrupt end when it crashed into a drain along the Morata Road in Port Moresby. The MTV crew at the scene said they saw the vehicle lifting off into the air and crashing into the drain below. These pictures were taken when the sedan, a Toyota Camry, drove into the drain. Luckily, policemen residing at the barracks nearby where the accident occurred quickly intervened to stop what might have led to the vehicle being set on fire by opportunists. No casualties were reported, but occupants of the vehicle sustained injuries. The closing down of Mount Hagen Hospital is affecting hundreds of patients and ordinary people. Most wards at the hospital are half full with a skeletal staff, mostly nurses, volunteering to keep an eye on critically ill patients. Into the 5th day after doctors walked off their jobs, patient care is at risk and those still in the hospital feel they've been left in a desperate situation.
At 4 p.m. yesterday, the board and management of Mount Hagen Hospital announced that the hospital was officially closed. However, this morning, Acting Chief Executive Officer of Western Highlands Provincial Health Authority, Dr. David Mokela, said there has been some slight progress since that announcement.
They have agreed to give us some time. So, fortunately, the Union Vice President, Acting Vice President, came from Moresby, and I just had a chat with him this morning, and it reassured the staff and the management that the nurses will cover and giving us certain period to wait for the negotiations to continue.
The Nurses Union is now giving the authorities a week to resolve this mess before they return to work. Dr. Mokela said the department has intervened and will be sending a team of doctors to fill in during this crisis.
Doctors from Moresby, in the event that our doctors do not want to come back to work. So that is being worked on at the moment.
While this is being discussed, the outpatient is still closed and no new admissions are allowed. Jacob Pandan is the father of 3-month-old Hartford. He says his child is very sick and is worried because they have been informed of their transfer to an health center. Like Jacob, Anna and baby Felix have been in the hospital for the last 9 months because Felix can only breathe with the support of the oxygen provided.
Problems
While the hospital management is talking with other hospitals in the region to take in patients, those still here do not have the clear idea as to when they will be asked to leave. Children's ward here at Mount Hagen Hospital is almost empty. Just a handful of patients, those that are in very critical condition, are still here. Most of the patients have been transferred out to other health centers within the province, and others advised to seek medical attention elsewhere. Those that are still here are in doubt of their future. Most say they do not want to be transferred to smaller health centers, but want to be transferred to major hospitals within the region. Michelle Abba, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
A young mother was taken to the Anga hospital to receive treatment for pellet wounds to the head. She was shot when a gang attempted to hold up a PMV along the Bumbu Bridge at 2 p.m. today. Quick response by Lay Police led to the capture of one member wanted for a string of armed robberies. The woman was taken to the Lay Police station to give a statement after treatment at Angau, but she was in shock and unable to speak. She will provide her statement to police tomorrow. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.